Hello the internet! It is Sunday the 9th of December 2018. As this year rapidly draws to a conclusion. It doesn't really rapidly draw to a conclusion. It's moving along the same speed it did from the beginning. That's a stupid thing to say. And by the way, if we're talking about the end of the year, I feel like we've got to be at least halfway through December. We can't just start talking about the end of the year. We haven't even got through this month. It's a cracking day here at Crookhaven Heads. There's actually a hardcore northeasterly wind blowing, and I know this spot right under the lighthouse is completely protected, but there is wind and there's waves. Have a look at this. Now this spot here is one of my favorite places in the Aussie outdoors to sit down and have a beverage. I reckon I'm gonna park up right here on the edge of the water. It's an outgoing tide. I hope. What beverage have I got for us? Well, I got a new product from Jack Daniels. It's Jack Daniels and ginger beer premix. First up, the mix in this is less than desirable. This is a 4.8% mix. Normal Jack and Cola is 5%. I'm not sure why they've gone down on the ABV on this particular beverage, but there it is. For those of you Germans playing, your Jack and Cola is 10%. So this is quite a substantial difference. It's also on the rather expensive side. For a 4-pack of this, in Australia, you will pay $19.90. And for an individual can, you will pay $6.29. That's expensive for not much pop. And when I say pop, I mean the alcohol, not the sody pop inside it. Ginger beer, now that also raises the question. There's already a Jack Daniels and dry ginger. Now that's made with ginger ale. So the very being of this product, Jack and ginger beer, begs the question, what's the difference between ginger beer and ginger ale? What's the difference between ginger beer and ginger ale? I don't know. I love my homebrew beer. I love my pale ales. I don't know so much about ginger beer and ginger ale, but regardless, let's bust this sucker open and see what it's like. It's got a tangy aftertaste, which is obviously the ginger beer doing its thing. Unsurprisingly, you can't really taste the Jacks. Yeah, it's a real shame that it's such a weak beverage. Why did they make this? This should be a 10%er. Then you'd really be able to feel that flavor of Jack mixing with the ginger beer. As it stands right now, it's just, it kind of just tastes like ginger beer to me. I don't feel like there's much Jack in there at all. I mean, it's nice, don't get me wrong, it's flavoursome. It says perfectly mixed with ginger beer. One could argue against that. I could. I am. I'm arguing that it's the wrong mix. Perfectly mixed? Who tells you that's perfect? No one tells you that's perfectly mixed. Anyway, while we're here, isn't this a beautiful part of the world? And we have had some very, very strange weather. The last 3 days it's been blowing a gale every single day, and the day before that started, there was like a dust storm. This whole area was just covered in this strange, sort of like a mist or a fog. It was very, very unique. I'm happy to report that that's now long gone, and we have beautiful sky with wispy clouds. It's fantastic, isn't it? Look, if you're new to the channel, you're a new giver on Gives a Minute, welcome to the channel. One thing we like to do on the channel here is to get outside in the great Aussie outdoors and make drink reviews. The reason I called you a giver there is because if you're watching my content, you're giving me your time to consume it. I'm giving you my time to make it. That makes you a giver, that makes me a giver. We're all givers here. I appreciate having you here. If you're new, please leave a comment. I reply to all comments. I'm happy to have shown you a beautiful part of the south coast of New South Wales, about 3 hours south of Sydney, in one of the most beautiful countries in the world, Australia. Now, I posed the question earlier, what's the difference between ginger beer and ginger ale? Well, I don't know the answer, but it would be remiss of me not to compare this product with the Jack Daniels and dry product, the green label can. So this is the ginger beer. There's also a dry, and I'm speculating that the dry stands for dried ginger ale. I just didn't include that part on the can. So I did bring myself a second one of these and a Jack and Dry. I also brought 2 glasses, and I'm gonna decant into the glasses. We can look and compare the coloring and the textures, and let's just make our own conclusion. What actually is the difference between ginger beer and dry, I'm assuming, ginger ale? Wow! Can you see the difference there? That's a huge difference in color. Look at that difference in coloring. So there's obviously the main difference between ginger beer and ginger ale. That color difference, that's huge. Obviously on the right here is ginger beer. On the left is the dry. We already know what this one tastes like, so let's crack some of the dry just to get a mouth change. A mouth change, a taste bud change. This guy is a lot sweeter and smoother, whereas this one has the more bittery, like rooty. It's kind of a similar comparison to the traditional lemonade versus just the lemonade. Remember I did that review of the traditional lemonade and the regular lemonade? Well, we're on the same kind of boat here. The ginger beer is a little bit more zingy zangy, like a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's got more of like a homey feel to it, like a home style. Your auntie or your grandma or your mother or someone's made it at home for you, and there might still be like, you know, there might still be ginger roots floating around in it. Whereas this one, it's definitely more like a processed product full of sugars, and that's why it's more enjoyable to the taste, no doubt about it. If I had to make a choice, I would suggest ginger beer won't be on the market for too long. Your dry ginger ale, or what we're assuming is dry ginger ale, I reckon this will stick around for some time. The coloring is amazing. It looks beautiful. It's got a bitter aftertaste, and I give this product, let's call it 6 months. I give this 6 months on the market. What are we now? It's December 2018. Let's just say by July 2019, I reckon this Jack Daniel's and ginger beer premix in a can will not be on the market. If you're watching this and it is after, please check stocks and leave a comment and tell me when you saw this and is it available, because I think it'll be gone by then. I don't think it's gonna last. Looking towards the north, we've got 7 Mile Beach. It's a beautiful part of the world. I love it here. I've been watching a lot of Chris Bamman lately. Chris Bamman is a local, I'd say. Well, further south. He's a bit further south than what I am here. And on his channel, what he does is he gets out and goes camping and like adventure style vlogs, all self-produced, self-filmed, and no speaking, which is the complete opposite of what I do. I talk way too much. None of his stuff includes vocals, it's just what he's doing. There was a particular video just recently he uploaded where he was doing an overnight camp somewhere. He had been fishing and he took the fish into a fry pan, and then he reached into the bush and grabbed some green shrub, kind of looked like asparagus, and chucked it in the fry pan. And I made a comment saying, dude, what was that asparagus looking plant? And turns out it's called samphire. I'd never heard of it before I saw it on Chris Bamman's channel. Right here in this bush, I can see some wild ginger. Now we've been drinking Jack Daniel's and ginger beer. I'm gonna add some wild ginger to my Jack Daniel's, and this is gonna give it that home style feel that I was saying before about, you know, your grandma, your auntie, or your mother. This is gonna give it that real pop. Let's do that. Oh, that's we're out of I know, I keep running out of time on my own vlog. I probably should get that checked out, right? Hey, if you like what you've seen here on this channel and you want to become a giver and you want to contribute maybe financially, the description field of this video has plenty of ways to do that. And if you want to be a giver on any other level, please consider subscribing or watching my previous vlog or a random vlog, or you could even become a Patreon of mine right here. What's that? Yeah, we got a bit of time. Yeah, I've got more time. Can't believe it. Let's just chill out here while we got time. You got time? I got time. We've all got time.